Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing really good. So finally we are on to the last chapter of this series, and this chapter is service costing. This is service, or we call it as operating costing also. Service or operating costing. So this is the last chapter of this series. Free lectures of cost accounting in English on YouTube. So this series is almost going to complete. So this is chapter number 17, right? So definitely a special feeling because it has been a long journey from chapter number 1 to chapter number 17, right? We have tried our best to explain all the concepts in a simplest way so that you people are able to understand the concepts. We have tried our hands on the practical problems also, right? And I hope you people must have enjoyed it till chapter number 16. Chapter number 17 obviously we are going to start with, and if you have enjoyed 16 chapters you will obviously enjoy 17th chapter also, right? There is no doubt in that. So before we start, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications in time, right? Because we'll be coming up with some more courses also, interesting ones. And you can check out all the links in the video description for the handbooks. In line with these free YouTube lectures, you will get the handbooks from our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org. Then download our Android app because some of the amazing courses are coming up on the Android app, where we'll be covering the complete ICAI study mat. We'll be covering the RTPs, MTPs past year. So all those things are coming up on the app. So download it because we will notify you there. Right, you can follow us on Instagram. You can join our this Telegram group and the channel, where again we update all the things, all the important events, or all the important upcoming courses and everything. Right, so join in there. All the links are there in the video description. Okay, so now we are going to start with this chapter called service or operating costing. The first thing, why we are studying this chapter in the last, whereas in the ICAI module this chapter is not in the last, right? But we are going to study this chapter in the last. Why? Because this chapter is something new to learn for, right? Whatever we have learned so far, right? We are going to use a bit of that, the formats of that we are going to use, but ultimately this chapter is different from all what we have covered so far. Sir, you are saying it is different, but how it is different from whatever we have covered? See, till now, whatever chapters we have covered, we were focused on manufacturing of a tangible product, right? We were focused on manufacturing of a tangible product. So what is a tangible product? A product which we can touch, right? Which we can sell, we can buy. So we were always in for the manufacturing of a tangible product, right? We say that if we want to manufacture a product, what do you need? You need some raw material, right? You need some raw material. We studied the chapter of direct material. Then we say we need labor cost will be there. Obviously, if you want to manufacture a product, the labor will be required. Third thing is overheads will be incurred. So we studied the chapter of overheads. Then we say that if you are making a product, we want to know the total cost of the product, and we want to know at what price we need to sell the product. So we studied about cost sheet, right? Then we say that we want to process this product in the batches. We studied about the batch costing, right? We say that there is a particular job order for the manufacturing of a product. We studied about job costing. We say that if you are manufacturing a product might have to go through the multiple processes in the manufacturing. So we studied about process costing, right? Then we say that there is a huge contract related to this tangible product, right? If you are building if you are constructing a building or something like that. So for that we studied about contract costing, right? Contract costing. Then in the process costing, we discussed about joint and byproduct costing, that during the process there might be some ancillary products that are manufactured which were not intended, but they are manufactured, right? Then we studied about standard costing, that whatever the product we are manufacturing, we set the standards for that and try to compare the standards with the actuals. Then that my standard cost I prepared for the standard cost of raw material, labor, overheads, That is what we studied, and everything was related to the tangible product, because whenever we set the standards, we say standards for actual output. Output means some output of some tangible product, isn't it? Then we studied about the marginal costing. We studied about marginal costing. Marginal costing, we say that if we produce one extra unit of that product, if we are producing one extra unit of that product, what will be the extra cost? Again, we are talking about the tangible product, right? So in the marginal costing, again, we are talking about the tangible product. Then we discussed about budgetary control. In the last lecture, we discussed about the budgetary control. So what was the base of the budgetary? That how many units of the product you want to sell. For that, we prepare the sales budget. Based on that, we prepare the production budget, that how many units you want to produce. Produce means obviously you will produce some tangible product, isn't it? Right? So based on that production budget, there were a lot of budgets. Raw material budget, plant utilization budget, labor budget, overheads budget. So everything was related to the production. Production of what? Production of a tangible product. Right? So this is what we have studied so far. Everything revolved around the manufacturing of a particular product, right? Manufacturing of a tangible product, that you are making a product. What about that? You want to know the cost, you want to know the selling price, you want to process in a particular way. There are multiple processes. Then what will happen? You want to find out the standards and the actuals and compare them to find out the variances, right? So all these things we have studied. Now, how this service costing is a different, sir? In service costing, there is no tangible product, right? You are just providing the services, right? So we'll say in service costing or operating costing, right? There is no tangible product. For example, I am providing you the services of these, providing these lectures, right? I am providing you the services. Are you getting any tangible product? You might say that, sir, you are selling the book also. Yes, I am selling the book, sir. That is a tangible product. Fine, that is a tangible product. But what is my primary motive? My primary motive is providing the lectures. Along with the lectures, the secondary thing is my books that will help you further in understanding the lectures, right? In understanding, in reminding, or in remembering, or in practicing, right? What is the primary motive? The primary motive is providing you with the services of these lectures, right? Providing you with the services. That is why service costing is, in service costing, there is no tangible product. Sir, why do we study the service costing? Because every service, every provision of the service involves a cost. Sir, involves a cost. Sir, you are teaching free of cost on the YouTube. How does it involve a cost? It does involve a cost, right? It does involve a cost in terms of, say, the internet is there, right? Obviously, it involves a cost, isn't it? So my equipments are there. Isn't it a cost? Yes, sir, it is a cost. Mic is there, right? Writing pad is there. Wires are there. Everything is there. System is there. My system is running. Electricity cost is there, right? So obviously, if I am also providing a service, there is a cost to every service, right? So service costing tries to identify the cost of providing a service, right? So when we talk about service costing, when we talk about service costing, we say service costing is identifying cost of providing a service. Identifying the cost of providing a service, right? So the important element in this is service, not a tangible product. Till now, we have been focusing on the tangible product, manufacturing, identifying the cost, selling price, and all those things. But here, the focus is, the primary motive is the service, right? Now, when we talk about this word service, sir, it has two elements. One is, this service can be internal or this service can be external also. The service can be internal or external. Sir, what is meant by internal service and what is meant by external service? Internal service is the services within an organization. Within an organization. Right? What is an external service? External service is outside an organization. Outside an organization. Now, what is the meaning of this? Inside, within an organization, or what can be the examples of this? Try to listen to it. Within an organization, say the canteen services. You are running a factory, right? In a factory, there are say 500 workers working in your factory. Obviously, for their refreshment, these workers have been working quite hard. Obviously, they need the refreshment also. For their refreshment, you have set up a small canteen in one of the areas of the factory where a worker can go and have some tea, coffee, snacks, whatever he or she likes to have. Isn't it? Now, this canteen, you will say, sir, this canteen is providing a tangible product in the form of tea, coffee, or whatever the snacks it is. But for that manufacturing concern, this canteen is providing a service to its employees. Right? You, as a manufacturing concern, you have done a contract with that canteen. You have done a contract with that canteen person that whatever my employee wants, you have to give. Right? So basically, for that manufacturing unit, the manufacturing unit is not concerned with tea, coffee, or snacks, right? That what they are selling or what not. They have done a contract that you have to provide the services to our employees, right? You have to provide the services to our employees in the form of providing them with the tea. So what is the primary motive? The primary motive is service to the employee. Another one can be a small dispensary is there, or a small hospital is there, hospital or dispensary, whatever you call it, right? That is inside the premises, that in case any of the worker gets injured during the manufacturing process, sometimes it happens, sir, right? Injuries can happen. So if a worker is injured or something happens, he is at least assured of one thing, that he will get the immediate first aid. So what they are doing? They are providing the services, first aid services to the employees, right? So through the hospital, they are providing the immediate first aid services. And everything involves a cost. Is it going to happen free of cost? If we say canteen services, right? Obviously it involves a cost, right? Sir, what about external to organization? External to organization can be transportation services. Transportation services, like you hire a bus, or you can say you have a contract with a transport company, right? And they are sending their bus to pick up your employees from the home and drop at the office, and in the evening pick up your employees from the office and drop them at the home, isn't it? So this can be one of the contracts, definitely, sir. Right? So is the transport company with which you have done a contract, are they providing any tangible products? No, they are not providing any of the tangible products. Right? They're not providing any of the tangible products. What they are providing is, they are providing the services in which your employees will be picked up from one location to another, right? And finally from another location to back to their home location. This is the services. After that, another one can be the hotel services. For example, hotel services, for example, one of your clients who is, coming from foreign, and he is expected to give you a huge contract. What will you do? When he will come to your city, obviously you will not take him to your home, right? You will arrange for a lavish 5-star, 7-star hotel for him, a good food for him, a city tour or something like that, right? You will try to impress that client as much as possible so that this contract doesn't go anywhere. That client is forced to give you the contract. what are you doing? What are you taking? You are taking the services of a hotel. Now this hotel might be providing the food, freebies and everything that hotel might be provided. But what is the primary motive? The primary motive is providing the services, providing a place to stay, right? Providing the best of services to whoever visits that hotel. So we have to see what is the primary motive, whether the primary motive is providing the services or the primary motive is this tangible product. So what is important is to see what is the motive here, right? And every service, whatever the service you are providing, every service involves a cost, right? Now let's see from the book you can read. Open page 17.1. Operating costing is a method of ascertaining the cost of providing or operating a service within or outside the organization, right? Outside the undertaking or organization, right? So this is the book from where I am reading, right? So what is operating costing? Operating and service costing means the one and the same thing. So operating costing is a method of ascertaining the cost of providing the services within or outside the undertaking. It is also known as service costing. That's why I told you that operating and service costing mean the same thing. Application. Operating costing is applied in those undertakings which are engaged in providing services rather than manufacturing of the tangible products. Right? It is applied to all those organizations which are not involved in the manufacturing of a tangible product. If they are providing some tangible product, it will be a secondary motive. The first initial motive or the primary motive is providing of the services, right? Let's see the few sectors where we can apply service costing, right? Service costing sectors. Service costing sectors. One of the most important sector is transport costing. In the transport, we apply this, right? Transport costing. Then we have hotels, right? Then we have hospitals. After that, we have IT companies providing the software services. The hospitals also, they are obviously providing the services also. Services only, right? Then we have canteen services there. Canteen services. Then electricity companies. Electricity companies are also providing you with the services of providing the electricity. Is electricity a tangible product? Can you touch that electricity? Right, sir? Try touching that electricity, okay? After that, gas supply companies are there. Gas supply companies. Then schools are there. Right? Schools or teaching, like I took my example that if I am teaching you on the YouTube also, this is what? This is a service I am providing to you. Right? I'm not providing any tangible product on YouTube. What I'm providing is, I'm providing a service. I'm providing you with the educational service. I'm providing you the education, knowledge. After that, toll roads is there. Toll road services is there. Now, if anyone is building a toll road, that means that they will be charging the toll from you and they will be building very good roads, right? Smooth roads. So what they are doing, they are providing the services to you, that whenever you are driving on that road, on the toll road, you have a great experience, right? Although, this is not the reality, that whether the road is that good or not. Anyhow, separate thing. So all these things are there. And in this chapter also, we'll be doing the costing for these people, right? We will see if the transport company hires you as a chartered accountant or as a cost accountant and they say, please do the costing for us. We are going to learn how to do the costing for the transport. What are the various factors to be considered? Because every service involves a cost, right? Whether it is transport or hotel or hospital or IT companies or canteen or electricity, gas supply, schools, toll roads, everything. Every company involves a cost, right? Now, the point here is, sir, why is it important to identify the cost? Why is it important? for the service sector companies, why they want to know the cost. Let's take an example for the hotel. The question here is, my question here is, why to ascertain the cost? Why to ascertain the cost, right? This is my question. Let's take an example. There is a hotel, right? Obviously, you all love holidaying, right? You go on holidays and you are going on a special place, the mountains, you can say, right? And there you are booking a hotel. This hotel, when you checked, what is the primary thing that you check? What is the price? What is the rent of the room in that hotel? Isn't it? That is one of the important things that we all check. That whenever we are doing a booking for a hotel, the first thing that we check is what is the price they are charging for the room. There are multiple rooms, right? There is a deluxe room, then there is a super deluxe room, then there is a suite. There are different prices for all the rooms. Now, say you are booking a room and the room rent is 2000 rupees, right? Now you are a chartered accountant. Now, as a chartered accountant, you go to the hotel owner, you will ask him that, sir, how you have fixed this 2000 rupees as the rent? How you have fixed this 2000 rupees as a rent? He will say, sir, I identified that for that particular room, if I am providing the services, if I am providing that room to a guest, what will be my total cost? Right? I added some profit to that cost, and finally I reached at the price, that is rent 2000. Say 1500 is the cost and 500 is my profit, so 2000 is my rent. This is how I identified. So the next question I asked him, what is your cost related to this? What are the various costs? You are saying you identified the cost. So my question is, what are the various costs which are related to this? Please tell me. He says that, sir, first thing I will see is that whether that cost, first thing, whether that room is occupied or not, my cost will be dependent upon that, right? If the room is empty, no cost. If the room or less of the cost. If the room is occupied, obviously, for example, say lighting charges. Lighting charges. Obviously, the hotel also gets an electricity bill or no? Yes, sir. So if the room is occupied, my lighting charges will be higher. And if the room is empty, will there be any lighting charges related to that room? No, sir. There will be no lighting charges, right? Then another is room service charges. Room service charges. Obviously, if the room is empty, there will be no room service, no charges. But if the room is occupied, right? If the room is occupied, obviously there will be charges. That is room service charges. Right? Then there will be cleaning charges. Cleaning of the room will be there. Obviously, you will have to clean the room. Cleaning charges will be there. Then whatever the freebies they are providing, it seems like a freebies to you, sir. Shampoo and all those things, small bottles they will be providing, the hand soaps and all those things. Small bottles, toothbrush, paste and everything they will be providing. For you, it is a freebie, right? But for that hotel owner, that is a cost. Obviously, every small thing will cost him something, whether it is 5 rupees, 10 rupees. Every cost matters, sir. If you say that a soap cost 5 rupees only, you say a soap which they are providing free of cost, it costs only 5 rupees only. What is the cost to this owner? Sir, if he is having 100 rooms, it will be 500 rupees. Right? It will be 500 rupees. Now, it seems to you that they are providing it free of cost. In fact, they are not providing it free of cost. What they are doing is they are adding the cost of these freebies in the room rent only, right? That is why he says we identify the total cost, including the cost of these freebies. They say they are providing it free of cost, but actually they are not providing it free of cost, right? And most of us, what we do? We take up those freebies and bring back home, isn't it? Many of you must have done it, right? So, this is how the cost is identified, right? The list is prepared that if the room is occupied, this will be the cost. Obviously, occupancy is one important factor in this, right? When we talk about hotel, occupancy is one important factor in this. Because if the room is not occupied, obviously this whatever the costs are there, cleaning charges will not be there, freebies will not be there, room service will not be there, lighting charges will not be there. So all these costs will cut down. So occupancy plays an important role. So now why to ascertain the cost? Sir, to fix this rental price. If we don't know our cost, how can we know that what is the profit that we want to earn, and how can we identify that what is the rent to be charged for that particular room? Right? Similarly, if there are 3 rooms, say it is a deluxe room, say it is a super deluxe room, then it is a suite. You are charging 2,000 for this, you are charging 3,000 for this, and you are charging 5,000 for this. On what basis this price distinction is there? On the basis of the cost. If it is a suite, obviously its maintenance charges will be higher. It is a big suite, right? You will have to provide some extra services. This guest is very, very special. You will be providing extra services. Cleaning will take more of time. Cleaning charges will be there, will increase. The lighting charges will increase. In this deluxe room, there are 2 lights. In this suite, there are 5 lights. So obviously the lighting charges will be more, right? So identifying the cost of providing the service, and accordingly you have to identify that what is to be charged from your customer. That is why it is important to ascertain the cost, so that you are able to identify that what is the amount that you have to charge from your customer, right? To identify the amount to be charged, from the customer to whom you are providing the services, right? Similarly, if we talk about the transport costing, sir, in the transport you must have traveled through the bus. They charge you the bus fare. On what basis they decide that bus fare, right? In this they charge bus fare. On what basis they have deciding their bus fare? On the basis of the cost they have to incur. If you are traveling in that bus, what is the cost that they have to incur? What is the distance they will be traveling? We'll study in detail about this, right? In the schools, they charge you school fee, right? On what basis this school fee is identified? That what is the cost of providing all the services, right? What is the cost of providing the education to one student, and accordingly add profit? Obviously, sir, everyone who is working, they are working with the motive of earning the profit, isn't it? That is why they are doing some business or providing some services, right? IT companies, they provide the softwares. You must have heard about the Tele and all those things. Tele is a IT company, isn't it? Tele is a IT company. Now, if they are providing these services, they are providing the softwares, right? Software, you will say, sir, software is a tangible product, right? Software is a tangible product. Software is a product. They installed in it. After that, what about that? After that is only services, right? So it is all about the services there. How do they decide their price? On the basis of what is the cost of providing the services. A person has to visit to the location, install the software, then provide the services, provide the training, and all those things, right? So that is about the service costing, that why to ascertain the cost. The cost is important so that you are able to identify the amount to be charged from the customer. These are the various sectors for the service costing. The services can be internal or the services can be external, right? So in the next lecture, we are going to talk about cost unit. Now you have understood one thing, that ascertaining the cost is important, right? So how to ascertain that cost? We'll study about cost unit, right? And we'll have a detailed discussion on the cost unit. Some practical problems are also there. So in the next lecture, we are going to discuss about cost unit, right? That what basically a cost unit is, right? Why it is important to study cost unit. We'll have a detailed discussion on that, and we'll have some practical problems also on the cost unit, right? So guys, all those who want the books, because some of the topics we are going to cover from the books only, right? And I have shown you the sample of the books. You can get it from our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.